Hi, Stitchy friends. Welcome in. Good to see all of you today. Today is Sunday, March 16th, day before St. Patrick's Day. Gloomy day here in south central Wisconsin. They're predicting snow again after we had 78 degrees the other day, but that's Wisconsin weather. Anyway, I hope it's nice where you are. If not, not a big deal. We have lots to share today. My name is Judy, and this is my Flosstube Stitching Bunny. It's mainly cross stitch, my love of cross stitch, what I've done in cross stitch, anything to do with our favorite hobby. Um, so I have a lot to share today, so I think we should just kind of jump into it and see where this goes. Um, I have my normal program. I have some finishes. Uh, I have a fully finished, which is very unusual for me, but I have a fully finished item. I have my haul. I have my what I've been working on, my current whips, and then I also have. I'm bringing back a old segment off the wall. There's something I wanted to show you. Um, I have my frame pieces aren't up. I don't really have anything hanging on the walls here in the house, but I do have a lot of my items boxed and stored in different areas of the house. So I thought I'd bring that back and show you some of the things I've done in the past, just because, just because. Um, let's get started, okay? I was just, before I do that, I was going to mention that we do have a new segment today. I have two very large baskets full of kits, things that I have kitted up that I dearly want to stitch. Some of them don't have linen with them because I don't pull the linen until I'm pretty much ready to get started, unless the linen, was obvious and I put it with the project. But some of these things have been sitting for a while kitted, so I kind of hate to uh, tie up my linen that way when I might be able to use it for something else I'm currently working on. So, needless to say, we have quite a few kits I'd like to show you, which kind of gives you an idea what my future plans are. If I'd quit adding to those kits, it'd probably make a lot of sense. But that's how life is in my home here. How I operate, how I stitched. It's worked for me for the last 50 some odd years that I've been stitching. So we're sticking with it no matter what. Okay, let's jump in. Let's start off with my finishes. As I said, I have a couple. I think that this is one that I finished like the day after I did my last video, so it didn't quite make it into the cut. It was a whip then, but I have finished it. This is I'm doing a monthly Christmas ornament for myself that I'm hoping I'll have 12 new ornaments to put on my cross-stitch Christmas tree, which is up here in my stitching room. For next Christmas, it's just a little 4-foot white Christmas tree, but it really shows off my stitched ornaments. So that's my plan for this year. And so far I'm keeping up. In fact, I've just started one that I'll show you when I get to my whips. It's a new start, but it's going to be my ornament for April. So I'm ahead of myself. I'm very proud of that. And I do stitch Christmas all year long, so it doesn't really faze me. I'm always ready to start something Christmassy, which is just um, so very special to me, means so much to me. Okay, this is my first one, and I do have this already interfaced, so you might see something in the back there. But this is my first ornament. It is officially for my doggy Rose. This actually looks like Rosie, and Mrs. Claus has made her a big plate of chocolate chip cookies that she's just taken. Of course, dog-friendly chocolate chip cookies that she's just taken out of the oven. This is by Lindy Stitches, and it's just on a scrap of a light blue 40 count linen. I don't know the dyer, unfortunately, as it's just, I save these small scraps because I do so many ornaments. And it's Lindy Stitches. This is a chart pack of hers that has either three or four ornaments in it with little animals, different animals on it, and just adorable things, just like this one. And this one was called "You've Been a Very Good Boy." And since my little Rosie is a girl, I've had to rename it to You're a Very Good Dog. So that's my Rosie. That's her ornament. It'll be on the tree for 2025. That's my first finish. Then, this was a freebie by Plum Street, and it's called Holy Night. The wording on it is, the soul felt its worth. And this is again on another scrap of linen, 40 count linen, which is my sweet spot. Just, just something little cutie. I do have quite a number of larger size ornaments on my tree. So I'm trying to do some smaller things. You'll see by the one I've just started that I'm kind of cutting it down from what the full pattern is to make some items that are a little bit smaller. Usually I make these into pillows. I have one or two that are like flat, just flat finishes. But I do like the little look of the little hanging pillows on the tree. So that's normally what I do, and I try to keep them to a certain size. The only change I made on this one, I think I mentioned this was a freebie. There's a little wreath on the house there. I did swap two colors. The house was supposed to be a light, I think it's like DMC 407 or something. It's almost like a fleshy, peachy color, which I used for the berries on the holly. The house was supposed to be that color, and the berries were supposed to be the color of the house. Well, being a Christmas ornament, I wanted a red house. So that's what we did. We switched and we did the house in red, and we did the little berries in the 407 instead. And I think it's cute. So it's kind of, I love how the house stands out. I don't know that it would have stood out as much with the lighter color on this particular linen. So I'm real happy with it. And that's my second ornament finish. This one would have been March. The doggy cookie one, I think, would have been February. So those are done. Then we have a large finish, a piece that I've been showing for a while. This is called Peace on Earth, and I believe this is Samplers. I should have pulled the charts. I'm so sorry. I think it's Samplers Not Forgotten. No, Samplers Remembered or something. If you really need to know, I definitely will look it up for you. Drop me a comment. When I finish these, I put the charts in a particular file that are finished. So I should have stopped to think and pulled it out for you. But if it's something you definitely want to know, just drop me a line, and I'll definitely let you know who the designer is. But this one, I love the saying on this. It's called Peace on Earth, and it's Peace on Earth will come to stay when we live Christmas every day. And it's got the holly berries on there. I should say that I believe originally this was a kit from Country Sampler. Country Sampler, I think, still has this on their wall as a model. I added my initials here. I think on the chart, it just had one letter. I decided to put my 3 initials on there. And then I put the 2025, the 20 over here, and the 2025 for the date. And I think that marks it nicely. This is going to have to be framed. I wish I could say that it was going to wind up being shown somewhere in the house, hung in the house, but we don't hang things on the walls here. It's just a rental, so we've decided not to do any of that. If anything, I'd like to have it framed in like a wider base frame so that I could just stand it on my credenza or something in the living room near the tree for the holidays. I have a lot of areas where I can prop stuff up. So I think that's what I'd like to do. And it is almost totally square, I think, except for maybe a stitch or two. So it's not real tall. I think it should frame pretty well and be able to have it standing somewhere for the holidays. And I'm just so pleased with it. It took a lot of time. The house was quite an ordeal. I think when I picked this back up, this was started originally in maybe 20, I think the date on the chart was 2022. Um, so it's an older piece. Took me quite a while. It was put away, and you know, I had just started the house, and it was just so much. And I think I kind of burned out on it. So when I pulled it back out, I was determined to finish that house and get it completed, and I am so pleased with it. So that's my big finish, and I have one more that is my fully finished, and these are very timely since tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. These are from Not Forgotten Farm. I do know that. And this is Happy O'Green, and this is his wife, Maggie O'Green. Just adorable. She has got, Not Forgotten Farm is the one that just recently did the Mr. and Mrs. Claus that are so cute. Cookie Claus is the Mrs. Claus, and I think she even has a different name for the Santa. Anyway, they're adorable. I know you've seen them. So many people have stitched them up. But these are on 40 count something or other. They're two different linens, two different scraps that I used. And I wasn't sure. I decided to do them as stand-ups so they can put them out and they can be displayed. I was going through my stash of fat quarters and even found a fat quarter that is shamrocks. So that's the back and the base. And then I thought, since, you know, he really is a little Irish guy and doesn't have a pot of gold, but, you know, he's close enough to a leprechaun. I used my winter or Christmas finishing and put the metallic gold on them. I think they look precious. And here's Maggie. We have to give her her due too. Her little red hair. My husband loves women with red hair. Unfortunately, he has me instead. But I thought that was really cute because he does really like girls with red hair. So she's just precious that she's got the little shamrock in her hair. And see, she almost has a little pot of gold. So I think that's very appropriate. So that's Mr. and Mrs. O'Green. So those are my current finishes. Whips. Let's do whips. I am kind of cutting down on my rotation here. I need to fill a few more things in because I've had some finishes. But there are a couple of things I've been working on very steadily. This is one of them. This is Winter Moon by Plum Street. And since you've seen it last, I believe, I think last time I didn't have the house finished. So the bricks now are finally finished. I probably should put this on my, well, I'm going to try to do it this way without moving it board. There we go. That's my Winter Moon. I finished the house. I put in all those trees on the one side and the little fox. There's still some doodads on that side that have to be put in. There's a couple of little trees have trunks on them. I think one of them, that little top light green one, has little ornaments on it. And there's a whole bunch of snowflakes and stuff on that side that I have to fill in. And that side will be done. Then we're going to move over to this side. And underneath the holly here is a big tall tree like on the other side of the house. And then on the bottom, right under the house, there's a quilt block row. And then below that, there's a black wrought iron fence. And then it would be finished. But there's a lot of little doodads and things. That's so time consuming. So it's going to be a little while yet before it's done. But I'm really seeing a lot of progress. And this one is kind of been a designated stitch, more or less, for me. I'm anxious to see it finished because I have I believe almost all the other moons in her collection, and I love them all. So, you know, I have to start another moon. So that was my one project, my one whip. Then I have this one, and if you've been watching my videos in the past, I have pulled out a lot of old whips that I'm gradually adding into my rotation to work on. They're things that I still truly love. And while, you know, God willing, while the eyesight is still here and the arthritis isn't too bad in the hands, we can take painkillers for that. We're going to stitch as much as we possibly can. So I'm trying to get some of these finished up. This is an old one. Let's see. When did I start this? This is Ann Thomas, 1854, and I'll show you the chart. This one I started on March 8th, 2020, so we've hit the 5-year limit on this one. It's on 40 count sandstone, and I'm afraid I didn't put the dyer on there. Here's the chart. Really a beautiful sampler, and I have put a lot of time into this one, as you'll see, and I've just repicked it back up. I had Stitchy Club this week on Thursday, which was a good 4 hours of stitching. So I took this one with me and said, I'm going to, regardless if I'm yakking with my friends or whatever, I'm going to do some work on this one because it's something I just wanted to put my hands on again. So that's the chart. And let me show you where I am. Oh, the flosses, this is being done in a Viroise. Which are, it's always hard to see the colors in here, but you'll see on the piece itself the gorgeous colors in this one. The beautiful birds. Please excuse the wrinkleness. Obviously it's been stored for 5 years. This one I am going to get my board out, if you don't mind, if you'll bear with me a second here. This one it's been, let me move some of these things out of the way. It's been folded in a project bag for that length of time. And I really hate to iron things in between, just because I think the more and more you do that, the more and more you're smashing your stitches. I mean, we're finishing, ironing it at the end is wonderful. That's, I do that when it's finished. I iron it and I store it in one of my project rolls that I've made, where the item, is just rolled up and not putting wrinkles back into it after you do the final pressing. But I hate to keep pressing things over and over just to, to show you. So I hope you understand that. It's how I feel. I'm going to try to get this all. The thing that's showing up the most is the wrinkles, isn't it? This is Ann Thomas. Let's see here if I can. I'm right next to my windows here, but you can see the beautiful birds in here. There's the birds up on top. Up in here, there is a verse over one in black. And I think what I'm going to do, because this is 40 count, I have to order some black Floss surfine. I think that'd be much better. I like to do full crosses on the over one. The Viroise is really, a little bit too thick, I think, for that. So I have to get my act together and order some black Floss surfine. Down here in this cartouche, and the color is kind of washing out there, but you can see this cartouche is finally filled, or fully filled in, is her name and the date, and her age, over one again. This flower pot here will be repeated on this side, and I think the flowers are a different color. And then the only other thing, the thing I did work on, this bottom border is halfway across. It's repeated, opposite over here. So this is the red flower on this side, and that's what I've put in. I've finished a little bit of this one and put in this big red flower at Stitchy Club, hence my dangling thread. I was going to pick it up again that evening and my eyes were just exhausted, so that didn't happen. But the flowers on here are simply beautiful. Just beautiful. Oh, and I showed you the chart by hats. I wanted to make sure I said that it was by Hands Across the Sea. Just a spectacular, spectacular sampler. So that's my Ann Thomas, and I feel so good to have her out again, to have been working on her. She's going to get finished. Um, Framing, we'll see. You know, she's in a long line of things that need to be framed, so we'll see how that goes. But she deserves it. After all that work and all that time stuffed in that bag for so many years, she deserves it. So that is my old whip. Now the other whip I have is my April ornament that I mentioned briefly that I started. So it's a new start and it's now a whip. This is being done on 40 count creme brulee. It's Let It Snow by Brenda Gervais. And here's the chart. Let me take it out of here so I can show you this is the one that I'm not doing the entire piece. I love the entire piece. However, again, I have a lot of large ornaments on the tree. So what I'm doing with this one, I'm just doing the cartouche. And you see it there with the little snowman and all the snowflakes and beads inside and the cake stand that he's on. And then I'm going to leave off all, you know, the surrounding snowflakes and the pine cones on the bottom. I love it that way, but it's just, it makes it so much larger, even on 40 count, that, and this way too, I think I can frame it as like a domed piece, and make it look a little bit different than what's already on the tree. So that's the chart. And this is all I've got in so far. I'm using all the called for linens with this one. I'm sorry, called for threads. It's a combo of DMCs and Simply Shakers and Weeks Dye Works. You know, classic Brenda Gervais. You know, just a beautiful, beautiful palette. And some of these obviously are colors that were going to be in the entire piece. Before I decided to make it smaller and just do a portion of it, I had pulled all the floss. So that's that. And this is my piece where I've started. There's the cartouche with the little knob on the top that's satin stitched. So I've got that all outlined in. And I was going to start the little Christmas tree. That was the tallest Christmas tree that's behind the little snowman. I'm usually, you know, like to center things and work down from there and fill in. But for some reason, that particular floss I didn't pull, whether I didn't have it and I didn't mark that, or I just forgot. I don't know. But you know, I have to check my stash and see if I have it. If not, I'll have to get that ordered or find a substitute. You know, I don't think it would be too much of a problem to substitute that dark green color. And we'll take it from there. But it's just a little start, but it's for April. I have all of the month of April to get it done, and it will be done sooner than that, I'm sure. So those are my whips. Next, I have my haul, which I have quite a bit of, I'm surprised. I know it's been 3 weeks since my last video, but Market. My goodness, Market. I went crazy at Market. So I have things coming from 2 different cross-stitch stores, online stores. Last year, I know I mentioned, and I will mention it again this year, I love watching Lindy Stitch's videos of Market releases stuff. She cracks me up. I so enjoy watching her critiques and the things that she finds, you know, that she really loves. And so anyway, you know, I followed her religiously through the entire, you know, pre-market ordering. And then, so I placed an order with her, and my other online shop, and mortar shop actually, that I like to order from is Colorado Cross Stitcher, Sherry. Just, you know, tremendous customer service from both of those shops, and I really like dealing with them. So I kind of split up my order. I like to do that, but I got nutsy. I really did. Anyway, you know, that's for the next video. I'll show you what I actually wound up purchasing. But what I was getting is, let me pause for a second and move this stuff out of the way and get my haul up here so we can talk about that, and then we'll move on from there. Just a second. I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back. I have a lot of linen this time, and I will say right at the top that most of this is from Stash Unload. I have one or two that are fabrics that I get monthly, but I said a lot of these are from Stash Unload, so they're different things. This is 40 count Fox and Rabbit. I'm not sure this lady's handwriting or what the Wawata is the color of this. Look at this. I saw this piece, and that's a little bit darker, showing a little bit darker maybe than it is. It's almost more of a rose color than a true red. 40 count on, I think almost all of these are 40 count. But the Ladybug by Hands On Design, that's on, the rosy color fabric. I thought of that, and there's a couple other things that I have in mind for that rose color. I thought that was real pretty. This one I happened to find in the bottom of one of my bins. I don't know how it got there. It was my October fabric of the month from 2024. This is from Bestitch Me. Through the Stones 40 count. Real pretty mottled green. This I think I bought on Stash Unload. It was supposed, it's from Hobby House, and it was supposed to be for Florence Mary Dickinson. 46 count Creme Brulee by Tabby Cat. And you can never have enough Tabby Cat linen, especially Creme Brulee with the beautiful modeling. I love that. I'm not always into real big modeling, depending on the piece, but sometimes it is just absolutely perfect. And, it's not an easy fabric to come by. So when you see it, you get it. So that's what that was. Sorry about all the crinkling and stuff, but, this is not a professional video, so this is kind of what you have to put up with. I'm so sorry if that bothers you. Fox and Rabbit Club of the Month. It's paper bark 40 count. Real pretty light taupe, I would say that one is. This is 40 count vintage country mocha. I'll never, use that stuff, and I've turned out to love this completely. I think this is a half a yard. It's not marked on here, but I think it's a half a yard I bought. Vintage country mocha. This is great for my ornaments and smaller things. Then we have 40 count parchment. This was marked for Elizabeth Atkinson, but just a small piece. I think this is like, I don't even think maybe that's a fat eighth. But again, terrific for ornaments. I like the smaller pieces like that when I see them in 40 count. Not often on there, but this is heirloom lace, color and cotton. Another real pretty. This is almost like a buttery taupe. It almost has a little hint of like a creamy yellow in it. Very pretty. Fat quarter on that. This one is 38 Legacy Heron Gray. And this is 17.5 by 20, so it's also a nice size piece. I do a lot of my wintry things on these grayish colors. And, I love the Legacy linen too. So that's a great piece. I'm stocking up for all my ornaments, my 12 months of ornaments. And this one is 40. Oh, I came across this. It's 40 count Lakeside Vintage Navy Bean, fat quarter. Beautiful, beautiful color. This is like butter. This linen, it really is. I know there's, it sounds like a lot of hype when people just, oh God, it's so beautiful. But it is. It's just so pretty to work with and so hard to come by. Although my local needlework shop, Lynn's in Madison, she does, I shouldn't tell everybody that, but she does have a occasional nice supply of Lakeside that you can sort through. And this is my last fabric, Wayfarer's Cloak by Legacy Linens, quarter yard, 38 count. This one is a darker taupe compared to the others, and all of these neutrals are just perfect, whether you're doing samplers or, with a needle and thread. Her colors on these, her color choices on these type linens are just beautiful. So that was well worth it purchase. Is it at 40 count? It's not that it's not posted on Stash Unloading a lot. It's just that a lot of my friends, a lot of our stitchy friends, snatch that 40 count up. It seems to be a lot of people's sweet spot, and so that's definitely mine. I still work occasionally on 46. I'm tempted to try 56. In fact, I have a couple of little projects picked out to try with 56. And I do plan on doing that, but I'm not real sure of where to find Flosstube online, where I can actually see the colors. I know Attic Needlework carries it, but they don't have an online presence where you can see the colors. And I'm not sure if they correlate with the regular 103 colors, if they're the same. I don't know enough about it, I guess. But I was trying to find a shop that at least would show me some different shades of red, which is what I'm interested in with the Flosstube, along with the spool of black that I need to finish Aunt Thomas. So if you have any suggestions, ladies, gentlemen, of where, what shop has a decent selection where you can actually see, the colors online, and I said, I just want to pick a couple of different reds. So it doesn't have to be, expert photography. I would just like to know what I'm ordering. I have no idea. So if you know where I can look, I really appreciate that. So that's my fabric haul. Let me move this out of the way. And I even separated things this time. It's also a known fact that I am a flossaholic. I am. I've looked for a group to help me out with my problem, and as of right now, I don't think there is one. Help me, I'm buying too much floss. But I can't resist. I can't resist these fibers. I love to try different flosses. I like to have an assortment to play with. I'm getting more confident with changing colors myself on things. Before I would not vary from the chart whatsoever. Whatever the designer thought was perfect, I think is perfect. So, for the vast majority of the time I've been stitching, that's what I've done. I follow the chart. If I don't have a floss it's called for, I'll order it. If there's a DMC comparable, I'll use that if I have that in my stash. But I'm still sticking to what the designer did, working the whole piece. I've never before taken, little bits or pieces or just, stitch a half a chart and, a certain item off of that chart that I wanted to do. I do, if I'm in love with a chart, I stitch the chart, especially because I'm a sampler stitcher. So to not stitch an entire reproduction sampler is sacrilegious to me. That little girl took all that time to stitch that sampler, and I should, with my bold self, now come along, 100 years, 200 years later and decide her design wasn't perfect and I'm going to change it. I can't do that. I have to stitch it the way it is. So, long story short, I'm a flossaholic. So these are the latest flosses I came across. Again, I got lucky on Stash Unload with finding a nice selection on a couple of different brands. So I had to snatch those up. So I had my own mini start on collecting these. This one I bought from Mo's Sale. And Mo sells on Facebook on Saturday mornings. She's in Florida, and she's a private dyer. This is strawberry jam, and the colors, and that's just as gorgeous as it is. There's shades of almost like a raspberry and a pink going through this, but so subtle. So I got this hank, and I thought that would be just perfect for doing a Bristol sampler, which I've never done. So that was my first purchase, and I have a lot of Mo's floss. She usually comes up or has a selection of 10 colors every Saturday, and she has it either in a skein that now see the prices escape me, and I don't want to not quote her prices correctly, but you can just go in there and Google or on Facebook, search Mo sale, and her previous sales will come up in her beautiful colors. What I was getting at, I'm sorry, my brain's running away with me here. She has a skein size, and she also has a hank size in the 10 colors. So you have your options there. But beautiful. Oh, and here, by the way, this is another one of Mo's. This was probably 2 Saturdays ago. I purchased these from her. Just to give you an idea how gorgeous these are. First of all, these are beautiful to work with. I've used these a lot. Kaleidoscope. That's like a purple and a green. This was the whole month, or the whole week's colors. Alchemist. Shades of blue. A little bit of gray in there. This one is Brushfire. And this is just, it's pinks and purples and different shades. There's some darker. Let me put these in front of the camera here. Look at the colors in there. Absolutely gorgeous. And her skeins are 4 yards. Phoenix Flame, greens and tans. Very, very pretty. The colors are showing up pretty good on these. Pretty true to life. This is Warrior Princess. And this is like a teal and purple. Isn't that pretty? I hope you're seeing these. I'm not paying attention to what's showing on the camera here. Irish Setter, which are golds and different shades of golds and yellows. So that was the one selection I bought from her the one weekend. And it's just, she mails them right away. She, she just PayPals you an invoice. And now this year she's doing, I know it's a certain amount. If you buy a certain amount during that weekly sale, that she includes a free chart of something or other that she has that she shares with you, and she sends a download for that. This I saw on Stash Unload. It's Caroling by Classic Colorworks, and it was three skeins, I guess it is. But, who doesn't need more reds? So I snatched that up. This is one of my collections I purchased, and this is hand-painted floss. These are cottons, 8.7 yards on these, and they're by JU Design. Look at these. Deep Impact. I have to show you. Let's see. Deep Impact. Hunter's Shoe. Greens. This is, let's see, Spring Grass. Very pretty. And this one is Silver Pine, which is exactly what it is. These greens. I love green. Green's my favorite color. Rabbit Foot. That's after he's walked through the wet grass, I think. This one is Peacock Lilac. Then we have Olive Fruit. Aren't these wonderful? Mustard Seed. Mary Green. Little Turtle. Lady in Green. And then we're back to the beginning. Aren't they lovely? Beautiful. Look at those. I'm a flossaholic. I'm trying to stop, but it's not happening. This I also bought on Stash Unload. I don't have a lot of color in cotton. I have a few. I've used a few of them. I love them. And it's something that I wanted to start collecting. Well, these were on Stash Unload. And I can't tell you how gorgeous. And the combination of colors in here that are just stunning. This is why I'm a flossaholic. And I can't say that I'm honestly trying to quit. But it's a good thing because it's not going to happen. I just melt when I see these and feel them. And they're just, Okay, so that's my stash of floss. Then we get to the charts. Move these out of the way. Now keep in mind, as we all know, market was this past weekend, and I've accumulated these things in the last 3 weeks. Not even accounting for the damage we did at market. But again, that's neither here nor there. Vast majority of these are stash unloading also. I don't think I ordered from any shops because I was waiting, to place my orders for market. So I wasn't combining two things, with current charts and the market charts. But I got Chubby Bee. Love Chubby Bee by, this is Jeanette Douglas. Chubby Bee. And I think there were a couple of chubby things, I think, that came out at market. This is by Little Linen. I have been looking for this for the longest time. There's also one that's sampler. There's a lot of different words, and they're hard to come by. I believe they're out of print. I don't see a year on here. But anyway, snatched that up right away before some other cross stitcher found it. This is Lindy Stitches, and I have some beautiful hand-dyed linens that are pastel, almost Easter egg colors. And I thought, oh God, what beautiful fabric would that be to make these little cushions for Easter. This is Bunny Lace Trio. Precious, isn't that? The bunnies are in white. There's a little bit of color added on these. But I'm thinking, that linen is in the back of my mind that I have in my storage. Plum Street Samplers, Spring Has Sprung. I've done a couple of the other ones from this series. This one I didn't have though, and I wanted this one because the Spring Has Sprung has a snowman on it. And as I said, we're expecting snow this afternoon. It was 78 degrees the other day. So that's spring in Wisconsin, and I thought that's, even if the flowers are blooming, we can still have snow through April. So I thought that was very appropriate for me. This is George Decorates for Martha from Plum Streets. I didn't have this one, and love it, love it. Not too many things on Plum Street that I don't have a very fondness for. This one, this was like a gold mine when I found this. When this came out, I think that this was in the Shakespeare's Peddler Christmas box, if I'm not mistaken, from this past Christmas. It's A Merry Gentleman by Plum Street. When I saw this, I was just, Santa. I'm a Santa collector too. It doesn't look like the chart was used. The lady might have used it, the seller. But I saw this, and thank God I was the first one that saw it. So this is definitely going into my pile for being stitched this year for my Christmas tree this coming Christmas. Love that. Also these Merry Minis from Little Robin Designs. Just gorgeous. Somebody, who was it? Sherry maybe? From So Sherry. I don't know if it was her or somebody showed them that they had made these. There's several of them, I believe, different holidays, but it's the 3, and it's just 2 colors. There's one of each of the 2 solid colors, and then there's a combination of the 2 on the 3rd one. Gorgeous. This I found, and I am very excited about this. This is by A Female Worth. This is quite a bit. Let's see if there's a date on this one. This is older. Nope. But anyway, it included the 30 count linen that is all hem stitched. And isn't that beautiful? And you stitch the Quaker motifs. Did I show the front of the chart? No. You stitch the Quaker motifs. Isn't that just? It's just the Quaker motifs on there. And the linen, this is right up my alley. The piece is finished. It's done beautifully. Oh, yes. I have so many tables and, things that I have set around in my sewing room here and all that it it's perfect. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm excited about that. Then we have Merry Chickmas Pink Heap. Um, I believe I showed this one last month, and I had a floss tuber that watches, or a woman that watches my floss tube, when I showed this, and she was really interested in it and wanted to find it. Um, and I had just seen this at a stash unload site. Anyway, I sent her my copy that I had, and I went back on Stash Unload and bought this one, so I'd have my own copy. But it's Merry Chickmas Pink Heap, and the chicken's on a sled. So Wisconsin. So Wisconsin. Love it. And then I also have this Stacy Nass. I don't think that I have this one. This might be a duplicate, so this might be in my sale pile the next time all this thing is on Stash Unload. Gathering the Green Sampler by Stacy Nash. This, I waited a long time for. I was trying to find this. It's been out of print for so long. This is Birds of a Feather, A Joyous Christmas, that Sherry at Colorado Cross Stitch, I guess, has purchased the rights to these charts, and she is recharting them, like refreshing them, and reissuing them. So I got this from her. Going in the Christmas pile. Can't wait to do that one. I found these two very reasonably on Stash Unload. The Rarest Flower and All in a Row by Blackbird Designs. And this is part of the Garden Club series. Oh, would love to find the rest of these. I had them all at one time. I sold them all at one time. I regretted it ever since. And then this is the All in a Row, same series. Love, 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 love those. Then I found these, and I did not purchase these last year or whenever they came out. Oh, 2019. These are older, 2019. Yeah. Didn't purchase these when I saw them, and now I have them. I'm so happy. The Holiday Hooplas. This is Easter, and they're by With Thy Needle and Thread. That's the Easter Bunny. And they're so cute. I think they fit in like a 3 or 4 inch frame, done on 40 count. Trying to find real quick. I'm not sure if it's a 3 or 4 inch little hoop that it goes in. Easy finishing for me. So that's Easter. Here's the 4th of July. Got that one. And of course, Holiday Hoopla. Little snowman. Cute, cute, cute. Cute ornaments. Again, smaller. Something that's not a pillow on my tree. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I did not have this. And jumped on this also with a needle and thread. And this is a Jelly Bean Jubilee that has all of those cute, cute Easter things. And now I have time to stitch Easter. Then we have, this one I did order. The Sewing Tomato by Erin Elizabeth. And I think I got this off of Annie's on Facebook. And it came with the little bead scissor fob that's over. It says Stitcher over on my other table, but isn't it? That's another one of my truly love things, is anything that is related stitching. Right up my alley. This one I have never seen before. I'm ashamed to say. I don't know if this was included in a box or... Oh, yeah, it does say it's 2024. This might have been in one of the Christmas boxes. Let It Snow by Lottie Da. I assumed it was an older one and I hadn't seen it, but look at him. He's only 61 by 129. And on 40 count, that might be a doable too for my tree ornaments. I think I mentioned this before. I was looking for these, trying to get a collection together of these. I don't know if they're out of print, if they're just hard to find. I can't say that I've really sat down and checked every one of my um, cross stitch stores that I order from to see whether or not they're still in print. I have a feeling they're not because I just don't see them that often, and then what I do is that they're on Stash Unload. Um, but these are the monthly um, charts by Vicki Hastings, the Cricket Collection. I have a couple more, but these are the two that I got this past couple of weeks. I have January now, and I have December. So if I can only fill in the months in between, I've got it nicked. And then there's also ones, I think there's one that says Christmas. There's one that says Easter, because I know I have the Easter one. So there's other things like that also along with just the months. There might even be seasonal ones. I'm not sure. I think there's seasonal ones too. So there's quite a number of them. This one I thought was really cute and would be a really cute ornament. This is the Mimi's Cookie Tins. It's from Carriage House Samplings. Look at how cute that is on that beautiful turquoisey fabric. Let's see what that is. Needle Bling Designs and Hand-Dyed Linens. Pistachio. Isn't that? Oof, love it. And there's a list of DMCs or needlepoint silk, which is Carriage House all the way, which I love. This is fifth in a series of from Trudy's Kitchen. So now, and it is 2024. So now I'm going to have to go back and look for the other ones. I don't think I've seen the other ones. And then this is my last item. This is, I'm in Country Samplers, what is her Heart and Hand, that's this, oh, Threads of History. This year is her club. And this is the first club piece of the year by Antique Sampler Reproduction, I'm sorry. It's S.S. Harrod Heart and Hand Sampler. Okay, there's the sampler. I don't think that's glaring too bad. A lot of pinks in there, and I love pink. A lot of pinks. And as usual, the country sampler kit. There's the flosses and the linen. I think this is stitched on. Oh, let's see here. I'm sure it's the called for 40 Count Hemingway by Needle and Flax. And I believe that's what it is in here. But isn't that gorgeous? Whew, can't wait to get my hands on that. So that's my chart haul until the purchases from Market come in. The one thing I didn't order yet this year, and I'm not sure, maybe you can help me out to my viewers, if you've seen them somewhere, or you work in a shop, or you know your local shop has them and they do mail order. I didn't order the cookbook this year. And why I did, I think I was just letting it, I was going to add it on the end. I wanted to kind of keep an eye on the number of charts I was buying. So it wasn't, I inadvertently didn't put it on my list when I sent my orders in. And even when I backtracked, I had placed my 2 orders with stuff from Lindy Stitches and Sherry from Colorado Cross Stitch. And then at the last minute, Blackbirds came in with their 2 new designs. I think one's book and one's a single design. And that was right before Market started. And I think Lindy had it on her website right away, and she was still taking pre-orders for them. So I ordered those 2 from Lindy also. Well, that's the only thing I'll tell you. All right, the rest we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so we did that. Plans. I think my plans have pretty much been covered with my whips. Excuse me, I'm drinking coffee. I think if anything, I'm going to go through a couple of my ornaments charts again today to pick out the Christmas ones that I want added to my selection for the rest of the year, ones to pick from. So, and I'm pretty well, set on those. And then pull a couple now more whips that I could put into my rotation. Maybe a new start. I'm going to hold off on the new start until the market charts get here. And I get a chance to study them. It's not like I don't have anything kitted, though, trust me. And even a few of the market things. One of the with the needle and threads that I ordered, there was a mounting board with it that I ordered. So there's, one of them, one of the charts I ordered had the floss pack, one or two, so I ordered those. So they're already coming partially kitted for me. So I really have to study those and then decide on my next new start, because I'm ready for a new start. I think I'm very proud of myself with picking up the old whips and really putting some work and some love into them. And so I think I deserve a new start. Anyway, my stitching, my rules. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, now we're going to move into my kit part of the video. If you'd like to take a breather and go and get yourself a refresher on your drink, maybe pick up a second project. You might have already finished the first one with my long video, or we're almost at an hour already. If you want to stop the video here and maybe pick it up at a later time, there is a very large basket of kits, although I'm not going to pull it much out of them other than show you the pieces that I have, why I want to stitch them, kind of thing. And this entire basket is everything but Christmas. I have a separate basket that's all Christmas kits, Christmas things that I have kitted, and that'll be for a future video. I won't try to put all of these on you at one time. So as I said, if you need a potty break, take a potty break. I'll get this basket up here and get organized to show you, and then we'll take it from there. I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, is everybody ready? Went to the potty? Got yourself something else to drink? Put your feet back up? Here we go. And as I said, this is everything but Christmas, so there's just a large combo of a lot of stuff. First one is in a great Halloween bag, isn't it? Cutesy bag with a candy corn little fobble on it. Trick or Treat by Hands On Design. Take a second to show you these. It's Hands On Design, Trick or Treat. Another round finish. I love that. Came with the little floss ring, and I have the flosses in there for that. And I believe I have the linen in a fat quarter in my stash. I'm going to try not to remember. I'm going to try to remember not to zip these back, or I don't want to annoy people with that noise. This is, I think I found this on Stash on Low too recently. Tomato Hill, and it's come out at market. This looks like it was a kit from someone. I don't know who, but it's Tomato Hill. That's one of the new releases from Plum Street, and it's all kitted. I'm trying to find a good way to do this, guys. Just bear with me a second here. Put these smaller ones. This is the Gather Together. I believe I have more of these in here, but these are just a particular, or if I do have other ones with the series, but I don't think they're totally kitted, so that's why they're not in here. I have Gather Together by Hands On Design, and then I have Gather Pumpkins. That's the Autumn Trio. I do have the boards for these also, and this one is the Gather Pumpkins. I have the combination of the Color and Cotton and the DMCs. So that's exciting. Like the idea of using the Color and Cotton on those. That's that. Okay, this one is, this is a series. This is through Hobby House Needleworks. I don't know what the situation is, if they're still available, if they're, I don't know. I've been, getting these all along as she released them, so I'm not sure. I'm sure you can check with the shop. This is Mary Elkhorn 1764 Sampler Series. So there's three, I think 3 or 4, I have 3 of them, 3 different items, and then the entire sampler was released. So this is the, just called the scissor holder. from Mary Elkhorn. And this is all, you know, from the sampler itself. Then we have the sampler drum. And these are all kitted, the fabric and the fibers. Isn't that pretty? On the top of that. So it's, you know, Hobby House's beautiful kitting. This is the pin mattress. And this again is kitted with the linen and the floss. It's all in a bag, so it's not that you can really see anything, but it is fully kitted. And then this is a sampler. As I said, I'm not sure if there were 3 or 4 pieces. I have 3 of them. This is the actual sampler. Came with the sampling of memories fob for my floss. And the linen is, bear with me a second here, guys. This is 40 count Thornfield by Needle and Flax. So this is the entire sampler now. Isn't that, oh, isn't that beautiful? And some of the floss. There's the Thornfield and this scissor fob. Gorgeous. Let me just take a second, if you don't mind, and put these back in the bag. So it took me a long time to find all of those in my stash and keep them all together. So I appreciate you being patient with me. Okay, next several of these, a lot of them you'll see they're in plastic project bags, the old plastic project bags. These are old things that are kitted. This one is In the Dale by Crossford Rise. Look at those bunnies. Oh, those bunnies. And this is kitted with Roxy floss, and I love this too. The Flossaholic is rearing its ugly head today for sure. Isn't that beautiful? In the Dale. This is Quaker Welcome by Lila Studio. Look at this. You know, her designs absolutely flabbergast me. They are just, what, for them not being reproduction samplers, you know, which is normally my love. Modern samplers, you know, with thy needle and thread, obviously she, you know, is the queen of cross-stitch designing, I think. But Lila, oh my God, these samplers of hers, just the details. The more you look at this, the more things you see that are so unusual. Just, you can't believe she gets all of this in there. I have this kitted with Vicki Clayton silks. Absolutely gorgeous. This was another, this was a Threads of History kit from last year, I believe, Eliza Taylor. Age 10, it's from Needlework Press. And this came as a kit. Another gorgeous sampler. That's the antique on the bottom there. But this is the reproduction. Country sampler kitted. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This isn't... I can't wait to get my hands on this one either. This is Soaring with the Wind, and I'm taking this out of the bag. I don't care if it takes a minute longer. You've got to see this. This is from the mind always goes blank when you get in front of the camera. Well, actually, the chart is 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. And this was through the Canadian shop. What is... I know you're all screaming at me, trying to tell me what this is. She has the Jason samplers, Roxy Floss Co., or the Roxy Floss. In fact, this is kitted with Roxy Floss. Don't have the linen for it pulled, but oh, why can't I think of that? Well, if you don't know, and I'm sure 99% of you do know the shop name I'm trying to think of, or if it comes to me before we're finished here, I'll scream it out. But I can certainly put a note in the bottom of the video and let you know. Oh, gosh. That's so irritating when you're getting old and your memory definitely is one of the first things to go. Trust me on that. Okay, now we're into the plastic bags. So these are the older ones, and this one is Midnight Watch, Blackbird. Haven't done this. Midnight Watch. This one I have kitted with all the floss. These looks like this is all the overdyes, Weeks and Gentle Arts, you know, typical Blackbird too. And this piece of linen. Now look at the fabric on this. And then I have to show you this. This is something I've bought. This lady, I think is Hungarian, or does it say here? I know she's not in the States here. Crazy Hamster is her business name. But look at this. Look at the modeling on this and how gorgeous that grayish taupe fabric's going to be on this sampler. Look at this. Just absolutely perfect with these flosses. This is why this has been kitted, and I keep saying I'm going to get to that. I haven't stitched a Blackbird for a while. So I'm due, but that is just, that's a keeper. And it will probably wind up more towards the fall being pulled for my new starts. This one is Fat Cat, Too Much Candy. It's, I pulled, let's see, I think I had the, yes, I do have the fabric in it. I wasn't sure. Can't see through these bags very well. 32 count Sparrow, Weeks Floss. This one cracks me up too. Again, these are Halloween, so these are probably going to be later in the year if I get to them this year. This is too many treats. Okay, that's the full chart. Now look at his tummy. It's full with corn candy and a worm and a fish and some dead bones and a mouse that he's I love it. I love it. And I have, this is the linen, the Sparrow linen. I'm not a big fan of 32 count, but this, you know, with these colors, look at this. These are all Weeks. That's the floss. Look at those great colors. I can do over 2 on that. It's not going to, you know, be too horrible for me. I'm sure I can do that, but it would be a well worth it stitch. I've done one of her other ones that was like, I think she was a witchy on a broom. It had those wild colors. It was so great. Love stitching that one. Yeah, we're kind of in a Halloween section here. I can't imagine that I sorted those particularly, but it's nice. This is a Blackbird Stockings. 'Tis Halloween. Now this one, here's the chart, and it's got all the stockings in it. There's 13 stockings. I don't know if this is out of print or not. Sorry, I don't keep up with that. I think Sherry, Somi Sherry is working on this. I got this originally as a stitch along or like a sew along kind of thing. So I have the fabric for all of them. You know, it came with each one of the different color linens for it. And here's all the floss ready to go. Typical Halloween Blackbird colors too. Sherry's doing one, I think like one a month or something. She's doing real. They're adorable. You know, she's doing the stockings. And those for a Halloween tree would just be precious. Yeah, decorate those. So that's that Halloween one. We're just sipping through these, aren't we? Great. Let's see. This one is Lucinda Fraser. Fraser, yes, 1866. This is, have a piece of 45 count jersey cream linen from Legacy, from Hobby House with this one. This is the chart. I'll show you the full chart. And show you the up close. It looks like it's all in one color, but it's not. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different flosses, and I have the 103s for this because it's on the 40, what did I say? Yeah, 45 count jersey cream. So I have the 103s for that. And there you can see there's color up in the, do that again, up in the corners, the leaves. So it's like green and gold and black combination. Love that. Now we have, the next one is Harriet Goodhart, 1817. This is a Hands Across the Sea. It's a PDF I have. So that's, I know a lot of ladies have stitched this. Ladies, gentlemen have stitched this. So that's the chart. And for this, I have pulled, this has got to be a 45 count also. It's very small. Let's see. This is 45 count foxtail millet with a Veriswa 103s. There's the flosses and a foxtail millet. Very, very pretty. You even have a needle with this one. Wow. And I loved it, the elongated shape of this one. Very unusual for me. Usually I do the longer samplers, but they're not narrow like that. So that's kind of exciting. Something different on that one. This is also a lovely, oh, this is Clara Hansen. And this is by Hello by Liz Matthews. This is the chart. I'll go to clear on there. There we go. See a little bit closer. It's all one color floss. And speaking of my friend Mo again, that I buy a lot of silks from, I asked her to dye me a hank of this turquoisey, light turquoisey combo of floss. So this is what she did. That's the floss that she dyed for me to go with. Isn't that pretty? And my fabric choice is, it's 40 count light espresso. So there we go. Now, who does not want to get their little fingers on this and stitch that up? Isn't that pretty? What a pretty combination. And her silks are so nice to work with. They're just so nice. Oh, there it is. I lost the bag for that one. Okay. So that's Clara Hansen, and that was by Liz Matthews. Hello by Liz Matthews, if I didn't say that. I'm afraid if I don't zipper these, I'm going to lose them. This is a great kit. This is Sarah Rickwood. This was a kit put together by Running with Needles and Scissors. Is that what it is? Yes, Needles and Scissors. There's the chart. And this is the contents. Bear with me a second here. Contents of the chart. Oh, here's even a better picture. There's the chart. Isn't that pretty? Another elongated one. So, some reason I have an attraction for that now. I don't think I've done a long, narrow one for quite a while. So that looks like a lot of fun. It also came with my little, I have a floss drop for all 6 of the colors that it came with. This is the linen, which is beautiful. And this is, I know it says on here, 40 count Prairie Land by Atomic Ranch. I don't think I've stitched anything. I have some Atomic Ranch, but I don't think I've stitched anything on it yet. Look at the colors in this. Isn't that great? It's got, oh, almost a rose color in it, a darker taupe, a beige, almost a little bit of a green. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I also got this, which holds my Vicky Clayton silks with a little waxer. I love things like this. I just go absolutely gaga for things like this. I am such a little tchotchke girl. You know, just anything related to my stitching, right up there. Okay, now we're kind of getting into ones that are a little more recent because they're actually in project bags. So at one time I had planned on starting these, and so they're more recent charts and recent desires. This is Ann Topley. This one is an older one though, 1802. By Scarlett House. It's from 2013, so this is an older chart. But I've always loved this. I like the combination of the pastel floss on this background linen. And I don't know if it calls for, let's see here. It's double dyed Black Forest linen from Lakeside. Now, I don't have that, unfortunately. What I did pull was this. And, of course, there's no tag on it, so I don't know what it is. It's Zweigart based, but it's like a gray model, and I love it. And there's shades of blue in there, a little bit of purple. I think it's going to be great, absolutely great. And I'll show you the flosses with this. Did I put it on here? Oh, I did. Seraphim 40 count bump in the night. That's what the floss or the linen is. And these are all the flosses, and it looks like, oh, it's a combination of DMC, Gentle Arts, Crescent Colors, some old, but those are all the colors. Hard to see them in the bag, but I think still, oh my God, on that. And I'm hoping that this won't be as hard to see as the black on black, or the black over dyed black would be. So we're going to give that a shot one of these days. Okay, I'm going to move these down. Let me stop this for a second so you're not looking at the side of my head. I'll be right back with these so I can move these off onto the floor. Just a second. Okay, thank you. I took a sip of coffee too, which I needed. This next one is by Annie Bees. It's a Sweetheart Pairs. This is very recent for her. I also ordered all of these different Dicky dyes, anything that was in the gray family. I do have the 3 that she calls for, but I also have different linen, so I thought, you know, I can use whatever I think looks really good at the time. I have these 2 different linens for it. This is, turned around here, this is by shipsmanor.com. It's November Prim, I guess is the color. Must be a monthly thing that I bought off of Stash Unload, 36 count. So there's that one. But I also have this incredible, it's a 36 count linen by Fortnite Fabrics, which has got more of a light rose modeling in it along with the darker. So I thought maybe I might combine the 2 of them. Actually, they look kind of pretty together. You know, it doesn't have to, just don't have to be the same fabric. But, you know, again, I'll have to play with it and see. I love Annie Bees. I was fortunate to meet Annie Bees at a friend's stitching club, and hope to see her again. We've got another one coming up in April. It's a lot of Wisconsin ladies. Ladies hosted at their homes. It's been kind of making the circuit. Just the sweetest lady. And I love her designs. Absolutely love them. Okay, next we have, uh-oh, this one snuck in there. I'm going to leave this out because that's a Christmas one. Oh, you guys are getting lucky. These are all going in the Christmas basket. I must not have sorted these really well. Oh, this is a brand new chart. And this one, as you all know, I know by now that our goddess of cross stitch, Jean Lee, passed last month, And I didn't know her personally, although Jean was from Wisconsin, not too far from where I live originally. And I did get to speak to her once, maybe twice on the phone when I was looking for something at the attic, and just a wonderful lady. I wish I had gotten to meet her in person. But this is the a sampler that is one that's exclusive to the attic. This is something that Jean was working on. I think her last project that she was working on before she passed. So I definitely, this is definitely in my, going to be started. You know, when I do want, I have a space for a new start sampler, this is going to be it, and I will take it out of here. Most likely you've all seen this because it's so unique, where it's charted with the front, which is the faded, and then this is the back, which were the original colors. I chose to do it with the pastel colors, the faded colors. I love this one too, and I went back and forth several times trying to make a decision, and finally decided that going with the pastel would be something more unusual for me to stitch. So that's where I went. I ordered the Vicki Clayton silk. Oh, that's a good idea to show them that way. You can kind of almost see the colors. The Vicki Clayton silks for it. The linen is Cedar River linen that I can't wait to stitch on. This is Salt Ash, 40 count. Absolutely gorgeous. Very light taupe modeling in that too. Just a beautiful feel to that. And when I ordered the chart, I also ordered this, which is just a printed piece on a piece of cotton that I'm going to insert into a project bag. So I got that also, and so that is something that is at this point very near and dear to my heart if I'm going to stitch something in remembrance of Jean. This says it for me, and I truly would like to get that started when I need a new sampler start. And I did just finish the sampler, so we shall see. Put that back in there. All right. Next, excuse me, it's actually getting warmer in here. I have my floor heater on, so it's probably getting to be a bit much. Okay, this is a newer one too. This is Peace and Goodwill from With Thy Needle and Thread. And this is one that Carolyn just finished on the Curious Crafters. She just finished it. I think she made a little bit of a color change or something on it, but regardless, it's absolutely gorgeous. I have a piece of 40 count Confederate Gray in here by Weeks, and called Four Colors. Now that should have been in my Christmas one too, but as I said, I guess I didn't do a thorough job sorting these. I was probably just getting a little stir crazy. This is in here because it's a combo. This is all the animal crackers, and I like to keep them all together because I love them all. I want to do them all. I have the new ones coming from Market. Oh, see, I shouldn't have told you that. I have the new ones coming from Market, but this is all of them. You know, the whole combo. I have a lot of the flosses pulled. I don't have the fabrics pulled, but they're, you know, it really doesn't make a big difference on the fabrics. I have a lot of, most of these, you know, you don't really see the background fabric too much. And they'll all be neutrals, but those are the whole stack of animal crackers I have right now. And I believe that that's all of them. And the new ones will be added shortly when my Market stuff gets here. This is a Waltz Iris Naps. I have, I believe, 2 of her samplers in my whips right now. Love them both, and so I'm going to start pulling some of those back out and getting them into my rotation. Right now, my rotation is only 3 items, and I'm usually up to like 6 or 7 that I pull from and work on, you know, currently. And then along the way, I stick in an ornament, I stick in a little holiday thing that doesn't really count. But these are larger projects that I alternate with their current whips. This one I haven't started yet, so it's in the kit pile. This is a Norfolk sampler. It's Sophia Neal, 1832. This was a exclusive kit, I believe, from somebody also. Taxing my memory here. But it's a lovely sampler. It's all of hers. Her samplers that she chooses to reproduce are just absolutely gorgeous. I believe it's Mary Gibson is one of the ones that I have started. It's the one with the 2 red houses on the bottom. Talk about right up my wheelhouse. Woo! Okay, and this one is kitted. I'm not quite sure what linen it is. I'm sure that it's mentioned in there. But if you need to know, let me drop me a note, and I'll answer you. This is for her, and she's all going to be done in needlepoint silks, which are my absolute favorite silks right now. Needlepoints. Gorgeous coverage. Gorgeous colors. My Hawk Run Hollow that I finished is all needlepoint silk. The one I'm working on, that's in a hold whip pile right now, is Christmas. Yes, Christmas at Hawk Run. I finished Autumn. The needlepoint silks. Oh my God, the color saturation on those is just beyond reproach, and beside the fact that they're so beautiful to work with. So beautiful. So that's that one. Oh, this is everything's sliding here. Bear with me, guys. It's not much longer. We're down to the last few. We'll say that. This is Serenity. It's on 40 count Mayflower by Fox and Rabbit. I fell in love with this when this came out. It's kitted with the, excuse me, I'm trying to get this out, with the Vicki Clayton silks. This is Serenity. And I have a piece of Fox and Rabbit 40 count Mayflower in here. And this one to me has a little bit of a tinge of pink in it, which I think would just be gorgeous on here. Isn't that pretty? Teresa can do a modern sampler too, like nobody's business. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Stitch heavy, but gorgeous. There's that one. This I'm taking out for Christmas. I might have a few Christmas ones here, guys. You might be able to get out of this pretty soon. Oh, this is not a Christmas one. This is by the Artsy Housewife. What is this? This looks like an older one of hers. 2023, not too bad. Not too old. Let all you do be done in love. And something about that just touched my heart. It has a beautiful house. That's the chart. These are the called for flosses. You can see the pinks and the golds and the blue being picked up in that. And we have a piece of something, I'm not sure. But it's very pretty. Very pretty with the flosses. Kind of picks up the pinkish too. I didn't write on here what it was. However, it must be a scrap. It looks like the sampler is not large. So it's a smaller piece, so it's probably a scrap that I did not keep the name of the linen with. There's that one. Then we have, this looks like it might be a Christmas. Let's see if we can toss this one. Yes. Christmas pile. See? Not so bad. This is another with thy needle and thread that I'm sure a lot of you have seen. This is At Home. This is the chart here. At Home. Excuse me. Everything is, there's so many piles that everything is slipping all over here. Okay, here's the called for threads. And I don't have a linen pulled for this yet. There's, typical Brenda colors. Love this. Just absolutely love this. And I'm sure I have. I'm not, what does it call for here as far as linen? Vintage Country Mocha. Just happen to have a half yard of that at least. So, yes, I'm sure. If Brenda says a stitching on that, that's what I have. Okay. Close that one up. Then we have... This I bought off of Stash Unload. And I never have done this before. This is the Innocent Sampler. And this was something that a woman had started and was not going to finish for whatever reason. But it's Innocence 1840 is the chart. Love it. Love the colors in that. Beautiful borders. Absolutely gorgeous chart. And it's being stitched on vintage metal rue, which I think is also a reason I bought it, because it's done at Lakeside. 36 count on this one. And this is what she has. I think she had a note on it, let's see here, with one strand of DMCs. And she did this. So she's got the border in. She's got a bottom rose in. Bottom border. So we got a good start, very good start on this. And it is lovely. So it's not in my whip pile because I didn't start it. And I haven't pulled, I have to pull the flosses and everything back out for it. But it certainly is lovely. And I would love to carry on with it. It's almost like finding an old sampler that a young girl was working on and didn't finish, or she probably hated to stitch, was being forced into it or whatever. But wouldn't it be marvelous to find something like that? It's marvelous enough to find an antique sampler that's affordable, that you would actually be able to purchase. But can you imagine coming across something in your family even that you didn't know was there, that was started by someone and not finished, and you could pick it up and give it the love that it needs to finish it? What a great feeling. Okay, 2 more, guys. We can do this. This next one is another Plum Street. My dear, sweet Plum Street that I love. She's always going to be, in one way or another, in one of my whip piles. She's going to be worked on. I can't not do Paulette's designs. This is real comfort. And boy, if this isn't a typical stitch-heavy Paulette, but look at that. Isn't that worth every minute and every stitch you would put into it? Here's the called for colors. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And I live for the fall of the year here in Wisconsin. I'm originally from Chicago, so always been a Midwest girl. Spent a little over a year living in Denver on a temporary basis for my job with my husband. My late husband was still here, or in Illinois, I should say, in Chicago at the time. But I've always been a fall girl. So that, let's see what this is called for. It is called for Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. 36 count, but I pulled a 40 that I had. So that will be done on Saltbush. It'll be done on the call for linen, just a smaller stitch. This one I also have in there because it's also so fall to me. It's the Jump Clump. I've done 1 or 2 of these, excuse me, already, but this one just hit home. It goes with the fall, and it would be so cute, sitting there next to this one. So that's Little Spiders, and I'm sure I could put this on Saltbush too. Yes, it's called for the same thing, which is why it's in the same package, and this one has her own floss. So that's my big fall want to stitch there. And then we have one more, and this is a Scarlet House. And this one, pull this out of here. Oh, this one I have Mason linen for. Oh, I think this is the only piece of Mason linen I have. And this had to have been a kit. Mary Finlay from the Scarlet House. That's the chart. Gorgeous colors in this. Done in needlepoint silks. And this is the mason linen. And the color on this is, it's 40 count button box. Yes. It's all wrapped with the tissue and everything in there. Look at that. Oh, that should not be in the back. That should not be the last one in there. In fact, I think some of these have to be moved a little forward. Now that I've looked at them again, and needlepoint silk, mason linen, and it's a scarlet house. What's the issue? Why isn't that in my hoop? But that's it. That's it for today. I think we have totally bent your ear, either put you to sleep or gave you some inspiration to pull out some of your kidded things. Maybe you saw some things that I kidded that sparked something that you might be interested in. Hopefully, it was worth your time. I enjoyed sharing it with yours. It always makes me happy to go through my charts, to go through my whips, to go through my kits, anything that's involved with my stitching. It's beyond my family and my doggie, which is part of my family. It's my next love. It's right up there, right behind them. So, yeah, I love it. I hope I continue to love it and able to do it for as long as I possibly can, and get some of these at least touched, started, so they get the love that, they deserve. Until next time, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for your sweet, sweet comments, and please, continue to comment if you want to say something. As long as it's derogatory, it makes me very, very upset, I guess, sad, to get criticized, and not nicely criticized. One or two comments have been made in the past, and keep that to yourself. No one is really, 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 really interested in that. So anyway, I'm getting off track here. I want you to continue to have a good day. Have a good week. Enjoy your rest of March. Moving into April, we got to start bringing our bunnies out in our Easter and spring stitching, which is always fun after a winter here. A winter anywhere. A winter anywhere is a totally different way of life. So it's nice to think of spring coming, to see us greening up here. Hopefully we won't have any more snow on the ground. We'll see. Our groundhog here in Wisconsin, I think he's out of Milwaukee, which is a ways away from me. But regardless, for the state of Wisconsin, he said we were going to have an early spring. And as I said, we had 78 the other day, and today they're predicting snow, but now the sky has cleared and there's not a cloud in it. So, who knows? But we still have our fingers crossed for that early spring. So enjoy your stitching. I'll see you again in a couple of weeks, hopefully. Let me know if you enjoyed going through my kits. As I said, I have a whole basket of Christmas ones. If this was a little bit too much for you, drop a comment there too. If you want to see my Christmas kits, let me know. What I can do if it doesn't seem like it's really something that everybody would be interested in, I can always do a separate video of just doing the Christmas kits, so it would be separated from my normal Flosstube. The one other thing that I did not do before I started on the kits, because I was so excited, I said I was bringing back my off-the-wall segment, and there is one thing I want to show you. It's not framed, and it is hanging. It's hanging on my bookcase here in my stitching room, where my husband and I spend our mornings together and our evenings together up here. So I did this originally for him. So I would like to just stop this one more second, if you don't mind, if you're still with me, and go and grab this off of my cabinet and show you, and then we'll sign off. Okay, just bear with me one more second. Okay, here we are. Um, this is something I stitched for my husband. I believe it was either Little House or Country Cottage. Anyway, it is Pitchers and Catchers Report is what I call it. It's a baseball themed piece. My husband lives for baseball, big baseball fan. Um, I This was so cute to stitch. All the little people in here. Let me move it a little bit closer. All the people in here, they're either cheering. There's popcorn. The little popcorn is little French knots on there. The box is of popcorn, and it says "Take me out to the ball game." That's probably the name of the chart. And I finished this piece, and then I quilted it. I embroidered on the back with my machine to my Valentine Pitchers and Catchers Report 2/14/2013. And he just waits all winter long for them to start spring training, and Pitchers and Catchers Reporting is the first leg of starting spring training if you're not a baseball fan. So I did that for him. It hangs on this patriotic hanger. I think it fits on there perfectly, and it always makes him smile. So it's well worth it for me to have done this for him. So that's my off the wall. Okay, let's let you all go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending all of your time with me. I'm so appreciative. If you like what you saw, if you would subscribe. I'm getting close to 5,000 subscribers, which would really make me giddy. So if you like, if you would subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I have a new Flosstube. I'm not on a real regular schedule, so that does help. But I'd appreciate it. And in the meantime, I love you all. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stitch every day. See you next time. Love you. Bye-bye.